Damien, aka DKMTG here. Hope everybody's having a good night. Ooh, this is where you can do those weird settings from. Wow, that's just creepy. Okay, that gives the full effect. I figured out your trick, Ed. Sorry there wasn't a Magic Making Monday yesterday. Easter's a hard time of year for me. It was a big holiday with my dad, so. How was everyone's Easter? Hey Spence, how's it going? Yeah, I figured I should do something, seeing I missed Magic Making Mondays yesterday. Was not in the mindset that would have made for a good stream. You're the first one. I didn't really promote it either. Maybe I'll go do that. Try and get some people here. How was your Easter, Spence? I figured out Ed's trick for the fancy effects when you're streaming from your phone. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Hope you had a good Easter. Yeah, I was thinking, like, you do the games, you should stream that. No, I still haven't got it, Ryan. That's weird. It's only the plain white envelopes that didn't make it. Yeah, because the bubble mailers are going to be handled differently. Because, like, I don't even know how, if they could do anything to trace and see what's going on with it. I You don't need to owe me anything. You already did more than enough. I still have that sealed waiting to do something special with. Yeah, I figured that was what that meant. I know BAM MTG is more than one person, but like, hey, we know there has been mail that has fallen in between the cracks and come back like 50 years later. They finally found it and delivered it at the end. I don't know if you heard that story on the news a few years ago, but that was ridiculous. Yeah, hopefully it's just like there's standard mail delays and the bubble mailer stuff was able to be processed easier. Who knows? Although that's still, even for that, seems like a long time. So I think for my stream next Monday, I'm going to try and capitalize on the new Capenna pre-release, have that in the title for searchability, and do some alters. Do something with whatever I get on pre-release weekend. But yeah, right. You should start streaming your gaming, even if it's not necessarily MTG stuff. Cool. Yeah, I don't necessarily think I have it either. And like with gaming, it's a little bit easier because you can have more of a non-interactive stream because you're having to interact with the game as you're doing it. Yeah, I saw one for a collector booster. I think it was Cracking Packs MTG. And then I saw Gavin opening one. You can't hear me, coach? Wasn't sleeping, just wasn't saying anything for a bit there. Also, how are you, coach? Thanks for coming. Hope you had a good Easter. And it might look like I'm sleeping because I'm looking down at my phone for chat, and I was actually gonna take a look at the cards in Neon Dynasty because I haven't actually paid that much attention to the spoilers. That's the wrong set. Why did I say Neon Dynasty? All right, have fun, Ryan. Easter's a tough one for me, Coach. It was when I always went out with my dad on Mondays to for the traditional Hungarian, and wasn't in a good mindset for streaming last night with all that and him not being here anymore. So we missed our magic making Mondays yesterday. Hmm. Those fetches seem interesting. Yeah, I've got a couple of seats with DJ and the set boosters, and I'm gonna do a pre-release this weekend for sure. Not sure if I'm gonna get any more than that. Like I was saying, I haven't really paid a lot of attention to the set. It hasn't had anything really jumping out at me like some of the previous sets have. So I'm just taking a bit closer of a look through to see if maybe there is something. There are a couple cards I want, but nothing that I really feel like I want to chase off the bat. Broken Wings. I'm more so looking through to kind of figure out what family I want to try and get for pre-release. Probably gonna go with blue, black, green. Just because I know there were a couple cards in there that were interesting to me, but I don't think that they're big enough to be worth chasing. Glittermonger will probably see play, even though 4 mana 1/4 is a little bit expensive. See, like, there's etched foils as well, I believe. Not a lot of like 9, I think, etched foils in the set. But again, like the special treatments not feeling all that special, I guess. Like the gilded foil, okay. So instead of it being a color, you made it a golden color. It's the same thing you've done with the frame of stuff like Double Feature. Like Capenna Express looks good, but the vehicle deck is white blue and it's got green in it. Like, what's gonna be etched foils? So you've got Ob Nixilis, Urbrask, Elspeth, Vivian, Errant Street Artist, Scheming Fence, Tenacious Underdog, Giada Font of Hope, Sanctuary Warden as the ones that will be etched foils. Of that, 5 are mythic and 4 are rares. And then, like, the gilded foils, yeah, some of the prices are up there, but I don't think they'll stay up there long enough to make it worth it. I'm just looking if he's getting a gilded foil version as well. No. So, I don't know if Ob's gonna be that chase or if, like, the one that's looking like the chase right now is Lord Xander in the gilded foil. The borderless Ob Nixilis is sitting at about 50. Hey Bob, thanks for coming out. The ones that don't have prices on Goldfish yet are the ones that are the possible kind of chases, and I don't think they're gonna be that big of a chase. You've got Urabrask in the Phyrexian. You've got the 9 etched foils, and then you've got the gilded foils. And like already, this is before we even get to pre-release. The only gilded foil over $100 is Xander, but it's that the next one under it is $70, so it's half for Jetmir. So by the time those get out into the market, you're going to be looking at probably 60, 70 for Xander and maybe 20 for Jetmir. Yeah, I'm not planning on picking up much of anything. I'm going to play in the pre-release, and I've got a couple seats with DJ just to get a few cards. There's some stuff that I would like out of the set, but on a whole, I'm not thrilled for it. Yeah, I don't know about Double Masters 22. I think they're going to have to make the Brothers War hit for sure. And then I'm interested in Unfinity. Let's hope that they honor those for you, Bob. Yeah, I'm just I'm not huge into D&D like some of the people are, where that the Commander Baldur's Gate is as interesting to me as if it was just another basic Commander Legend set without that theming. I've got most of the Battle Bond land, so I'm not feeling tempted for it by that. And it seems like they're trying to do a lower price point thing to be more like they have with Commander and trying to make it more open and accessible, right? Like with the $25 Commander decks. Yeah, that is the one kind of thing I'm interested with because I didn't get to do a Commander Legends draft at all. Yeah, I don't have anything set aside sitting on as kind of investment or waiting to do something with other than one box that I was gifted, so I want to wait to do something special on the channel with it. Is that for Baldur's Gate, Coach? The problem is with 1 to 7 rares per pack, you get those 1 rare packs. And then you get someone who opens that 7 rare pack next to you, and it's like, what the heck is this? Having, you know, 1 to 3, I think is okay. You're in a small range. Once you get to 1 to 7, that just seems like too far of a swing on one way or the other. Yeah, MH2 is likely just gonna stay going up. I feel though like some of these Commander Legends 2 and Double Masters 2 are just to show they can fix the mistakes they had with them, not that they were really planning those sets already right away. Right, so with Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, if curling is a major issue again, the Commander's Legends line of foils is going to be just worthless. And then it's more the product line for Double Masters 22. And yeah, they're trying to price and do some things more accessibly, but I don't think it's better. Like Moxman has talked about it, the shrinkflation factor, where they're trying to keep the price number that they say for that type of product around the same and change what's inside it instead, rather than giving you the high likelihood of regaining your value that you would have with a standard collector booster of 12 packs. Now you get 4. So if you hit 2 duds, you're pretty much gone. Where you can hit 6 duds and have 2 fire packs and 4 decent packs in a collector booster box and still walk away ahead. See, coach, if you're planning on opening it, is waiting until it's worth $500 gonna make it more worth opening at that point? Right? Like, you may as well open it now and get the value out of it, because at $500, the box sealed might be worth that, but the cards aren't. It's always something you got to think about with it, at least. Okay, if you're doing that purposefully, then. I had used the term Moxman likes to of shrinkflation. That's what I feel like we're seeing with the specialty sets. Yeah, but that's flexing around people who appreciate it too. So, you flex and they're like, oh, and then you miss and they feel bad with you. Versus waiting to just that casual point in the middle and being like, okay, now I can open it. All right, you're a fool for not doing it. 10 years down the road, Commander Legends is likely going to be much higher than 5. No, and I agree with that, Bob. I don't always agree with his take, but I do agree that shrinkflation, where we're getting less at the same price or at a higher price, is happening all over the place, not just in MTG. And that's why there are so many different channels that can be successful talking about the same stuff because they're coming at it from different viewpoints. Even if they arrive at the same conclusion, the different reasons and everything help foster that community and the people who don't necessarily look at it just as a financial investment, or the people who enjoy collecting each and every card or being ridiculous with their stuff because that's the kind of people they are. See, and I question if WotC can really kill the game at this point because there's so much of it out there that it can kind of be self-sustaining. You might get cycles of cards that travel through different parts of the world, so you get different gameplay at different years and different feelings. I'm not saying that it would be a profitable venture anymore and that Magic cards would still be made, but I think it's I don't agree, Bob. You chess can't be killed. There are these games that they don't have to be profitable. They will never go away. And if the cards all lose all their value, well, then people are just going to go back to how they played at the beginning, where you kept a deck in your pocket with an elastic band because it didn't matter. It didn't cost much. That's it, coach. It's appreciated for so many different reasons at this point that it's gone beyond being, oh, just because it stops being made, it's going to disappear. Okay, yes, I agree it can do that, where you end up with stagnancy and obscurity because there is no change to it. But that's going to take a long time. And, you know, that's playgroup-esque as well. If you have that playgroup that likes to just play stupid stuff and isn't going for the win all the time, you're going to have a lot more diverse gameplay than a group that's always going for the win because you're always going to try and play the best stuff. Yeah, I agree that portion of it can die and that we won't get new WotC Magic cards. See, I haven't got into Flesh and Blood at all. I got into a whole bunch of the different ones in the 90s, and I think almost all of them have gone now. There are two that are around. There's Magic and Pokemon. Because even the other ones that had some sort of card game at the time, that version died and it's a new one now. So are they talking about co-op gaming or multiplayer gaming? Because those are two different things. Yeah, I don't know how I even feel about that. I haven't played Two-Headed Giant or Arch Enemy or any of the actual co-op formats in Magic, so I can't really say either way. I do like the multiplayer where you can cooperate, but I've never felt that, oh, you're kind of forced to cooperate. Yeah, so more like Arch Enemy. Well, no, Battle Bond is Two-Headed Giant, coach. That it's 2v2 where you have a partner that you're teamed up with. Arch Enemy is 3v1. So what's the enemy then? Right? I co-op in a physical card game. The enemy has to be played by somebody. I've never seen or played either of them, so see, and that starts moving outside of what Magic the Gathering is then. because it's the strategy in that you kind of miss when, okay, you're just flipping the card off of the top of a deck. And like, from what I think I understand for Flesh and Blood, that becomes even stranger. See, and that's where I could see PvE working. Like, if Magic put on Arena a PvE, which was Sparky but more upgraded dynamic AI, you get to have those different matches and still feel like there's an intelligence controlling the enemy. Well, that's it. It feels like they're trying to do a board game without the board game portion. Right? Like, and that's kind of it. It's Magic has its identity in these different formats where it seems like some of the newer games are trying to just piggyback off of what's there and it already feels oversaturated with it. And that's fair. I'm not downplaying that people love it because that's why the market's so oversaturated with it. But it's not like I feel like it's just okay. I'm playing the same game just with different pieces. And then I guess for Flesh and Blood, I don't feel like I want any more new franchises. Like if I'm gonna pick something else up card game wise, I'm more likely to go towards the Digimon or Dragon Ball Z card games, just because I'm already familiar with those franchises. Right, which to me is you're playing a different game but with the same pieces Or what I feel like the market is getting to is that you're playing the same game with different pieces. Like in video games, if you look at them, 9 out of 10 shooter games look the same to me. Yeah, there are those outliers where it's like, okay, that is actually different and unique, but most of the shooter games are the same game with a different skin, from my viewpoint. Yeah, so not one I've played, but definitely one that's looked more interesting than others to me. And I have the same sort of issue with video gaming. Like, I haven't done a lot of it lately because I don't recognize the franchises and I don't real like learning a new franchise. And that's on me, not on the gaming. So I'm not blaming them, but just that's how I've been with it over the last few years. Just, I guess a lot of things have been feeling very flash in the panty the last 10 years, where they'll come in, they'll do something, and then they'll be gone. And I don't want to use the effort to remember all these different flash in the pan things. Only in private, coach. Well, yeah, a flash of panties always gets a smile. So I was mentioning earlier when Ryan was here that for next Monday, my Magic Making Mondays stream, I'm planning on doing some hand painting altars and was gonna use some of my pre-release cards for it so I could kind of catch that curve of the new Capenna in the search title. But then another idea I had for a Magic Making Monday stream was making a magic card in Minecraft. So like using a pixel image generator to figure out what pieces are needed and then just going through and laying them all out, doing a back, a blue middle layer, and a front of a card. I think that would be something kind of funny and ridiculous to see. And then probably look at trying to get in the first guest spot and then going into actually doing some of the pen making as we get into May and the weather gets a little bit more appropriate for doing it here. And now there are some car sounds because my battery was going with the light on. So I had to get it on or the battery would have drained too far. No, now I'm just draining my fuel tank instead. Let's open a pack. We didn't have that much, but yeah, we had some snow yesterday as well. Like, it's ridiculous. We got a set booster. I'm trying not to look so I don't see if there's a list card ahead of time. basic conjuration. Red Blue Land. I'm seriously trying not to look so I can surprise myself. Campus Guide. This is really hard to read backwards. Defend the Campus. Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Rise of Exodus. Tend the Pests. Demogoth Woe Eater. Is that the third one? No, one more before the rare. Or maybe not. That's Extended Art Velomachus Lorehold. Very nice hit there. And behind it we have Harmonize and a foil Brainstorm. No list card. But yeah, couple nice hits there. I won't complain about that pack. Let's pull out a sleeve for those guys. It's all sleeved up. Get them put back into a box. I agree, it was a very good pack, Coach. That's definitely going to go in when I build a 5-color dragon deck. She's not been feeling the greatest the last couple days. She was sick the last 2 nights, not able to keep any food down, so yeah, letting her rest, not being loud inside the house. That's the problem with the late night EDH for most of the time, is I just end up getting too loud and waking her up. Some of the things that are this seeming like it was mostly stress that caused her to go into the heart attack. Thank you. And it's seeming like a lot of the things are kind of progressing that were causing the stress in like the real world stuff going on. So that hopefully should help, that once she goes in next week for 4 more stints, that it'll be a little bit easier on her once she's through recovery. Won't have the stresses there to feel like the weight's on her shoulders of. She's a fighter with it, though. She likes to say that hell won't take her and heaven doesn't want her, something along those lines. I'm definitely not saying it right. So did you get some snow too, Bob? Yeah, it's seeming like it was a huge system. Oh, happy belated birthday. Sorry I missed it. Because, like, I think it went pretty much across the country, kind of along the border. I know I was hearing the Loading Ready Run guys talking about a storm warning, winter storm warning. We got it here in southern Ontario. And then seeing some of the pictures on Discord and like Dude Man's video. Yeah. Still nice to have people let you know they appreciate you. Oh, yeah, that's such a weird dichotomy, Coach. Like, where I live, we've got two elevations relatively close to each other. And yeah, I've woken up to one type of weather, walked 15 minutes away, and been in a completely different weather system. Now, just pray you don't stick around long enough to see it break that synergy, Bob. Are you gonna go for any pre-releases this weekend? That's why you gotta be strategic about the game you pick, coach. You do the pre-con game where everybody's on the same level. No, but I still think I'm gonna go for at least one pre-release. Like, limited is the format I enjoy the most, and sealed is the format in limited I prefer. So I tend to do pre-releases as often as I can. Yeah, I might do that as well. Take home a pre-release kit and play one, but I'm excited to actually be able to go play in store for it. Didn't take it as you were, Bob. Yeah. So that's where I'm kind of wondering which way I want to do it. My one LGS is doing not a pre-release tournament, but a pre-release like game day sort of thing, where you get your pre-release kit, build your deck, and play games, and you get 3 booster packs. Just play to you win, you get a pack, you win, you get a pack, and you just play all day or until you win or as long as you like. So, and what normally ends up happening is if you've built or got such a shitty pool or built such a bad deck that you don't end up winning any, it gets to the point where everybody else around has won, and it's like, okay, we'll just concede and get you your win so you can get the packs. There is no kind of this competitive, no, I can't let you win and get a pack because I'll get it instead. Well, that's awesome, Bob. So that's why all the market is drying up. You brought in another big fish to take up the rest of it, huh? No, it's awesome to be getting more people into it. And that's part of keeping it alive and growing. Fast, hard, and then give up on it. Ah, just not as much of a burden to spend that much. And that kind of goes back to where I was talking about before with Commander Legends and Double Masters 22, where those were products that maybe not Commander Legends, but Double Masters and the Modern Horizons, they weren't supposed to be for everybody. Yeah, we all want it, but we're not supposed to be able to all get it. It's like a fancy car, right? Everybody wants Jaguar or whatever, but not everybody can get one. And you don't blame Jaguar or the car company for that, but for some reason with Magic we do. Very nice hits. And I think these are good sets to kind of get in on because there is a lot to be found in there where most of it is value, but even if you don't get the value back, it's cards you want to have and want to play with. So have you showed him about Twiddler's game yet? Or is that something where no one else will get to play because he'll just buy it out every week? Cawthorn cards. Yeah, there are a lot of good channels for doing it. Just fair, and Lance has been at it a bit longer, so he's had that time to kind of refine his product a bit more. Yeah, but if your buddy's getting into it on the gameplay side as well, Twiddlers is a good way to get some of those obscure cards and have a bit more of a fun way with it versus, just going to every buy list and getting all the cards. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it, Coach. They're each valid things that it's just, sealed, you're going to have to sell to someone else who's looking for sealed. With an open product, you can sell to someone who's looking for that one piece. So, with how much value Rudy has in sealed, do you think he's ever going to see all that money back? All that supposed value it has? The only way he sees all that back is is through insurance. Just because he would have to be able to unload it. And that's where the issue comes in. Yeah, some of it'll get picked up, but a lot of it won't. You have stores that have this product available to people, and people aren't buying it. They're not looking for it. So, yeah, okay, it's the more stable investment, but it's the harder investment to move and to actually get your value out of. I have no problem cracking packs on a beach. As long as I have sleeves with me, at least at this point. So it's, again, that what you're looking for out of it. Are you looking for that sealed investment that you're just going to hold on to? Are you looking to crack packs for the enjoyment of it? Or are you looking to get cards to play with for the enjoyment? Everybody's going to go about it different ways. So, like, looking at some of the channels like Quest for Power 9, opening all the old stuff, because he has that hunt for hitting the card and pulling the card. He could just go buy the cards and not spend the amount he's spending on the sealed products. But that's also because he kind of knows about it. Where if you don't know about the set, the stuff, having that single card that kind of pops up in something can be that intro into it and lead up to that sealed product later. Yeah, I've been on and off since 96, but I was much younger in 96 when I was starting and picking it up that I didn't understand even that the cards really held value like that. Yes, for me, I go back and forth on Rudy. I don't hate him, but there are points where it's just like, okay, I don't need to hear you sort of feeling. Doesn't feel like it feels like he's repeating himself on the same things. Yeah, I agree completely. And he does put some good things out there, but it's been a bit since anything's really drawn me into kind of okay, and going and listening. I think the pandemic and the way the market reacted and things that happened, he took too much as being this is just normal stuff, not because of the world situation. And that's just my opinion. Well, they are magic. I like his stuff. I could see that that's probably not how he is to hang out with for the whole day, but I don't think I could deal with his personality all day. But then it's like, I think I feel the same thing with like Moxman or Perp. I don't think I could, and that's more of me, I guess. Be there all day. Wow. Okay. I thought you were saying you had 72 people at your house for one game party. That would have been intense. Well, at that point, you make it a BYOB. I feel like it would have been good practice, and then you could have started running the new Magic Fests in the area. Nice. Yeah, because Spence is in Ohio. I know what you mean there, Bob. When, like, Perp Live versus one of his videos, it's like a completely different person there. I do really like his lore stuff, though. More like, he gets very good into the story, like deep into the story and what it actually means behind it. Yeah, Perp can get into moods sometimes, it seems. I haven't seen any of his lives in a while. That's cool. So now I see why you don't want to go to any pre-releases. You just know you're going to get your cards cut in half. Well, yeah, and that's it. And that is one place where I kind of see the difference with some of the guys. Like, Historian likes interacting with his community, but he doesn't really seem like he cares about the community in the same way. But I feel like with you, Bob, it's more people might not agree with your opinion, but they can't dislike you for the way you present it. Where some other creators will call you an idiot for disagreeing with them. And I also I don't know if Historian actually consumes any of the other content creators. Well, this is the better public place to do it because I don't have the following to actually get anywhere after this. Well, it's one thing to voice what you dislike about another content creator or a channel or that. It's another thing to say that they don't belong because of it, which is where I would consider starting to be the throwing stones. Right? You're not actively going out and trying to rip apart their fan base and drag people away. You're stating your opinion and very validly backing up why that is. So even if they do see it, it's like, okay, even if I don't agree, I can see where they're coming from. Or if I don't feel the same way. I don't think you have anything to feel bad about with what you've said. And then, like, you also kind of have to appreciate the community that's been fostered because of them, even if they're not really part of it or good for it. Like, I don't think I would have found Moxman without Perp, and I wouldn't have found the rest of this community without Moxman. Especially because I had an interaction with Joey that I found negative and kind of went, okay, I don't need to be with part of that, and haven't really consumed any much or of anything from him since. Right? And it wasn't a great response. Neither was mine afterwards. And it's just okay, and it kind of just in different spots, not hating on it, but not really looking at it either. He does, because it was Moxman that was coming on to DJ's Roundtable that he talked about on his live stream on Sunday, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's go check that out. And I don't think I've missed one since. Well, and that's just like they say with reviews in general, you know, for every one bad review, you have to get 10 good reviews to balance it out. Negatives stand out much more than the positives do. So to make those positives stand out, they have to be the dominant thing. Adjust my framing a bit so I can get my head out the window. Hey, Cold Paw, how's it going? Thanks for checking out the stream. Hope you had a great Easter. Just having a hangout, chill in the car stream, seeing I missed the Magic Making Mondays episode yesterday. So how long should we try and run it for? I don't know if I have an actual time limit, seeing I'm doing it through my YouTube app on my phone. But if not, how long should we keep going? That makes sense, Bob. I've been neglecting my sleep, but I tend to do that a lot, so can't really complain. It's not anybody else's fault. Yeah, what did you get, Cold Pot? 2 boxes from DJ? Yeah, see, I'm not that thrilled by New Capenna. I feel like this is the gonna be the softest set of the block. Nothing fancy or good. That's why it's staying out the window. Well, that's it. Yeah, I feel like the commander decks have more to offer than the actual set. Really, Coach? They took off all the commons and uncommons from recent sets that they put on the list? They always put heat in the list spot, but the chances of getting it are so low that it's not really something you can consider as part of the value you're going to get. Right? Like, if there was a guaranteed list card in every pack, sure, put the commons and uncommons in there, because there are so many, it's like an extra foil slot. But with so few hits, there should not be anything that crappy or recent on there. Oh, right. This is when they're putting the secret layers in. So there's not even going to be all those list hits. It's going to be an oversaturation of the secret layer cards now. So they're all going to go down in value. And I'm pretty sure there's more than 58 list cards. That's just 58 changes to the list cards. Yeah, the list is 300 cards, not 58 cards. And they're the magic reskins. And, like, list cards are going to be current set cards. That's even less value on the list. It's 67 total because of the Stranger Things. And then looking at what's on the list, it's like not a lot of it that's actually that great. And then even still, like, you're getting stuff from M21 and Modern Horizons. This is all just stuff that's been in standard recently. It's not a lot of stuff that people need the reprints of. This is just going to make those cards that are a couple of dollars still, that are list cards, drop even more, in my opinion. Or like Abrupt Decay. But that's not even true, Bob. They have a good night, Coach. They don't all complement. They complement the previous sets that they were put into the list from. Because, like, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Only 15 of them are. Yeah, I know, Bob. But only 15 of the cards that aren't the Secret Lair Magic versions are new to the list. So how do those other cards fit onto the theme of this set? Like Blood Moon or Exquisite Blood. Yeah, and I think that's actually a 68th card. Because when I look at what's on the list now at the bottom of the page, it has showing 1 to 68 of 68 entries. I don't know if I'm going to still be a fan of them with what they're seeming like they're doing, but I was a fan. And again, I think that just leads into what you want out of it. If you're wanting to save it to draft with, no, set boxes are horrible. But if you're wanting to crack the cards to get as much of a variety in the rares as you can, I still think set boosters are the better product for that. And it goes quiet. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it a night to everybody. Getting to the point where I need to get myself another drink because I can't keep talking. So, hope everybody has a good night, safe week, and if not before, see you at the DJ Longhair's Roundtable, or hopefully Magic Making Mondays next Monday. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great night.